Let's show you a different kind of map. We have three kinds of maps in the game. You just saw an action zone. We also have quest zones where you talk to characters and do some role-playing stuff. And then we have travel zones. The way you travel in the Wasteland is you jump into movie screens, which takes you into making cartoons. The one we're showing here at the show is Steamboat Willie inspired, but there are lots of these in the game. And so fans of Mickey will be able to experience some of their favorite cartoons in new and different ways.
Does Mickey talk?
Mickey does not talk. I mean, this is Wasteland's first inhabitant was Oswald, who's a silent cartoon star. Was a silent cartoon star. So no one talks in this world. They communicate. They talk in subtitles, but nobody has a voice in Wasteland. And that's. If Oswald can't talk, no one's going to talk. It's kind of the way I look at it.
And what about Minnie? Does she appear?
I don't want to talk about who does and who doesn't appear, really. All I'll say is Mickey's pals, they might show up in some form that might surprise some people. So wait and see. We got plenty more to talk about later on. So here, obviously inspired by Steamboat Willie, the first Mickey Mouse cartoon, which debuted November 18th, 1928, Colony Theater. So what we wanted to do was capture the look and feel and some of the humor of these cartoons. Some of them are early, like this one. Some of them are later. They're not all black and white, though many of them are. And I think the black and white is such a stark contrast to what people expect in games these days that it's really standing out. It's ironic that black and white is a sales feature now, but we're really trying to make people feel like they're experiencing these wonderful cartoons in new ways. And these are very short. They depending on how complete you want to be and how many of the secrets on these maps and how many of the levels at which you can the levels you can reach. They'll run anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute and a half. But you'll traverse them in multiple directions, which provides different challenges. And like I said, there are a lot of them in the game. So they're kind of a change of pace and a nice way for us to really directly honor the classic films. And also, I just love old school platforming games, and I wanted to make sure we had some old school platforming in the game too. So it's our homage to the old 8-bit console platforming games. So that's kind of a look at Disney Epic Mickey.
I have one quick question.
Sure.
So you mentioned like the old platforming games, and obviously there's 3D platforming as well. What was the most important to achieve in terms of the feel? I mean, for example, of course, he has a double jump. It's pretty much standard these days.
Right.
What did you think was important?
Well, in terms of platforming, I think it was important to make sure we didn't. The way I put it is thwart player expectation. Players see a map like this and they expect to be able to do certain things, like the single jump, the double jump, all that sort of spin. So we had to make sure we got the essentials in there. And then it was really just about getting the timing of the platforms and making sure that we rewarded skill. If you look at platform games, not to get too tweaky about this, there's usually a simple level that's at the ground level that anybody can get through. You just jump, you're done. But if you're a skilled player, you can actually get to a higher level. And if you're an observant player, you can find avenues to enter lower levels. And so we have all that kind of stuff too. So we wanted to reward skill the way platform games do. So that was really important to us. And then making it feel like a Mickey Mouse cartoon. There are things that fans of Mickey cartoons are going to recognize here that are right out of the cartoon. So all of that is pretty much what we were after. Anything else I can tell you?
It would be helpful for us if we did kind of a natural closing. If we have to, in the demo anyway, just talk about the release date.
Oh, okay, sure.
And that kind of works.
Sure. So this is Disney Epic Mickey. It's a Wii exclusive, and it'll be shipping holiday 2010.
For yourself.
Yes, microphone. Hold on, I'll get to your question in a second. A lot of people are surprised that I'm doing a Mickey Mouse game, but well, you'd have to ask Disney why I was chosen. I assume they did some research and found out that my dad bought me a Pluto plush toy the day I was born, and There's a picture of me at 9 months where my mom put mouse ears on my head, and I wrote my master's thesis on cartoons and how cartoon characters develop. And the first thing I did in the game business was tune the cartoon role-playing game. Somewhere along the line in electronic games, when I started out, there was not a lot of interest in funny, cartoony things, and I have other interests as well. But this is kind of a return to some roots for me. And the real important thing, though, and this is a critical point, my idea that playstyle matters and my affection for games that show you the consequences of choices, that has nothing to do with fiction. That has nothing to do with the character you're playing. I could make a game about lampreys and sharks and make it a game of choice and consequence. So for me, I've got Mickey as my hero. All that means to me is I get to work with an actor I love and reach a larger audience than ever before with this really core game design idea that playstyle matters. And I have the whole Disney universe to play with. Come on, it doesn't get any better than that, right?
Does humor play a big part in the game?
Absolutely. I don't know that it's going to be a laugh out loud guffaw game, but there's some genuine funny moments here, and there are a lot of gags that I think there's I'll tell you, there's a lactose intolerant cow, and that's an important bit of information that affects how it gives you a clue about how you can change the course of a couple of characters' lives. And that's not a gag that a kid's going to get. It's a gag that an adult is going to get. So when a kid is playing on the couch, parents sitting next to him is going to be able to have a laugh too. And that's kind of key. It's like I don't remember who I was talking about this, but my wife and I went to see the movie Enchanted, and I was struck. That moment was huge for me. I remember seeing people of all ages, both genders, all enjoying this thing together. And if you listen to people at Disney, yes, there are times when they say, Hannah Montana appeals to a specific demographic. Let's be clear. But most of the dialogue you hear at Disney among the creative folks is we want to make entertainment for families. And I'm at a point in my life and career where that's really important. I want people smiling and laughing when they play and not frowning and adrenalized, action, I want players laughing when they play. It should be joyous.
Is that why you choose the Wii, or it was just because of the Wii remote and the gameplay?
There were two main things, really. When you talk about drawing and erasing, it's natural to do this. So the remote was a logical controller for us to grab together. Well, but I've been working on this game a long time. Those did not exist. At the time, it was the only option. But there's another factor here. It's not just, yes, the Move exists now and Kinect exists now. So there's no technological reason why we couldn't do a game like this on other platforms. But the Wii also has the same sort of broad audience that Disney goes for and that I absolutely want to go for in everything I do from now on for the rest of my career. That's not to say I'm actually going to do that, by the way. I may make another, hardcore gamer game, but right now, this is what I want to be doing.
That's why it's only for me.
I can reach the audience I want to reach on the Wii. The controller is right, and I've been wanting to make a Nintendo game since the 8-bit days, and no one would let me. And now Disney is letting me. Nintendo's another company that innovates. Okay, sorry. But Nintendo's culture of innovation is the only culture that matches Disney's. It's a perfect match. It really is.